Twitter the other day. Joey Heck, my old colleague and intern over at GNS, and Chris Perkins shared their Read the DMG challenge, and it's been cool. It's been cool following the whole hashtag and seeing everybody read a page of the Dungeon Master's Guide. I would love to contribute to this. However, I gave my DM guide to my nephew Justin for his 21st birthday last year. So I don't have a copy of the DMG, but I want to take this opportunity to read from a book that is from a game that I know meant so much to all of us, and were so formulative and so influential in the space and in the hobby. And of course, I'm speaking about Ninjas and Super Spies by Palladium Books. Legitimately, this is a book I bought when I was I think 14 or 15. I think it was what I read before getting into martial arts. So I figured, hey, let's read a page from Ninjas and Super Spies. It is a role-playing game that features both ninjas and super spies. It's a little heavier on the ninja side of things. The super spy, there's 10 pages, but the ninjas, there's a few hundred. And I mean, check that out. Check out that art. That's a ninja kicking a guy who is firing a wrist gun. There's cybernetics too. It's there's a whole thing. I mean, we all know this, so we've read this book. There's a whole tableau of a rich tapestry of lore. So I'm going to be reading from page 121 of Ninjas and Super Spies. And I know that as I read this, you're going to start, the memory is going to just unlock, and you guys are just going to, kind of read along with, even if you don't have a book. So 161, we're going to start with martial arts techniques. Spectacular and secret martial arts skills require years of dedicated practice under the most rare and talented instructors. Once learned, any of these skills can be used in conjunction with any martial art form. For the record, there's 70 martial arts forms, and 10 of them are real. Okay, so number 1, falling technique. The character learns the fine art of falling, not just from a few feet, but from dozens of feet and then from hundreds of feet. The character also learns to always land properly, automatically bouncing back to a 2-foot, 1-foot, or cross-legged stance. I've been doing martial arts 27 years, and you don't ever really want to land in a whatever. Okay. At safe distances of 50 feet or less, the character takes no damage. Okay. At minimal damage, quotes around minimal damage. At minimal damage distances, about 60 to 360 feet, the character takes 1 point of damage for every 50 feet of the fall. Even at very great distances, 400 feet to about 1,200 feet, and it's also in metric, so 122 meters to 366 meters. The character takes only 1 point for every 20 feet of distance fallen. Wow, okay, didn't remember that part. Number 2, Kiai Jitsu. They actually misspelled Kiai Jitsu here, and then they spell it correctly, whatever. Kiai Jitsu, the art of Kiai, pronounced Kiai, or martial art yell. That is true. Kiais are a thing in karate specifically, because Kiai is a Japanese word, not martial art or, this is a powerful skill that can knock over multiple opponents with the use of the voice alone. Depending on the Kiai used, victims can be unbalanced, damaged, or even killed. Maximum range for all Kiai is 40 feet. The yell takes place of all melee attacks / actions and must be the first attack of the melee. Here are the various types of yells. Stun yell, a Kiai that stuns anyone in range who fails to save versus pain. Victims will be stunned for 1d4 melees and can only defend themselves, not attack. There is a helpful drawing. As in all Palladium books, the artistry is, just the best. So that's the stun yell right there. That is not only dislocating that poor gentleman's arm, it's also knocking the sword out, but also somehow forward of... Yeah, it knocks the sword forward from his... So the arm goes back, and yet somehow, maybe it's it stuns the sword too in mid... I don't know. But, hey, Ninjas and Super Spies. I'm going to skip a little bit. Okay, here's a good one. Tamashawara, otherwise known as the art of breaking. This is the Ninjas and Super Spies version of board breaking. I didn't realize Ninjas and Super Spies needed a version of breaking boards. Okay. Characters practice breaking wood, brick, stone, ice, and eventually glass, and they use their fists, feet, elbows, knees, and even foreheads. Although this technique allows for just one attack per melee round, the damage from that attack can be awesome. In this kind of attack, the attack roll and the SDC, structural damage, I mean, you all know this, of the object are irrelevant because the martial artist is really breaking the chi of the object. Right, so ice has chi. What is important is the character's roll to strike. This is done with the character's usual bonus to strike, and to be successful, the roll must be 14 or better. If the roll is successful, then the target object is broken, italics, broken or has a hole in it. This means the martial artist can punch a hole in the door, split a 2x4 in half, shatter a lock, and so on. If the roll is under 5, it is a complete miss, and the character does no damage whatsoever. If the roll is between 5 and 13, then the Tamashawara practitioner does full normal damage from the blow, plus damage bonuses, of course. But the martial artist also takes half that damage. I actually like that. Breaking boards is a great way to fuck your hand up. A roll of 14 or higher means successfully punching or kicking another human being, inflicting double damage directly to hit points, not SDC. Because as we all know, Palladium games, you have structural damage control, and then your hit points are like your vital points. Right? We all know that. Yeah, I mean, there's just pages of stuff like this. But you know, again, we all remember the car combat rules table. I mean, just it's a staple of modern RPGs. You know, the road and speed table. It's, you know, there's an algorithm. Anyway, this has been a single page of Ninjas and Super Spies. I hope I'm not the first to do it. I'm sure I'm not. I'm sure there's like thousands of people across the country participating in the Read the Ninjas and Super Spies Challenge.